If you have found yourself frustrated in Elementor trying to get your images to be equal heights without warping, or trying to get image optimization plugins to get a background image to optimize so you can get better page speed scores, I have a tip today that might just make your day. It totally made mine. This is Brian with King Grizzly. Let's check it out. I'm really excited to show this tip about the Elementor image widget. I'll just jump right into it, and then we can talk about the implications or why it's a great feature. So I drop an image in. This is what I did not know. I can set a height on the image. I knew that, but I guess I typically don't. I tend to just set widths, right? But when you start to set a height, suddenly this new drop down appears called Object Fit. It's like, well, what is that, right? So we've got some options here. Fill, cover, contain. If I go to cover, it's not clear to me. It's like, okay, well, what's so great about that? Well, check this out. I can set the width. So I'm going to set my width to like 100%. And now it becomes evident why this is so cool. Check it out. So I can choose any height I want in pixels. And I just set 100% width. And if I choose cover, the image will not get warped. Right now, if I go to fill, the image will fill the space, but it will also skew, right? So if you had a normal picture in there, that would look terrible. But if you go to cover, it looks good. And so you can find sort of the right, sort of the sweet spot for what you need. This is great. I did not know about this. I've been trying to do this by putting in, custom thumbnail sizes in WordPress, or sometimes people will click on an image and actually set a manual image size, like by going to custom and then typing in pixel widths. This is great because now if a client uploads an image that's like a funny size, I don't know if I have a good example in the library. I don't really have one. Well, this bears, it's kind of a square, right? I can insert that. And it just works, right? It's not like the bear image is really tall. Like I could show you by default what would happen. So say we got an image like that. And then we'll drop our bear into that. And then let's say I have the exact same image widget over here. If I can get it in there. And now you see the problem, right? So an image that's a different size than the bear, it doesn't match. Oh, frustrating. But this solves it, right? So what's crazy about that is I just didn't know that. So it solves a lot of things. So like, for example, I typically do like a hero image at the top of a page as a background image on a section, but that's really bad right now for image optimization, performance. But now I think that image plugins should be able to get at this because it's marked up as an image. So I'm going to set my image to 100% wide. Way too tall, right? That's what typically would happen. Well, it's no problem. I'll just set the height. Maybe I'll use a vertical height, like 40% of the screen height. Or, maybe a little more. 45. Cool. Well, it looks warped. No problem. There's this drop down, cover. And now it looks good. So what a great feature. I had no idea that I was actually writing object fit code myself in CSS. So now you can do things like, for example, if you use some add-ons like Elementor Extras or Jet listings and so forth, if you wanted to make a custom blog grid listing, like you wanted to build a template for an individual post that would be shown in a list, you can do something like this. And then if you have various sized images that are in the site, you don't have to worry about it because they'll crop proportionately. And what I do is I just find sort of like a sweet spot for where the image starts to sort of get wider. And then I might call that good, right? If it's, sort of like a landscape sized image. This bears a little bit more of a square because you don't want the head to get cropped off, right? So you need to find something like a 3:2 ratio that works. Anyhow, this just really is a great feature. It's going to save a ton of time. Hope you have a good day. Please consider subscribing.